So Jim, I threw up here one of our recurring bits, and it's something, you know, I still love this bit, and I do have a whole bunch of songs. I still want you guys to send it in.
You found this off Reddit, right?
No, it wasn't Reddit. It was. It definitely wasn't Reddit. It was something else. Like, I found this whole list of songs that sound like other songs, but then I found this really awesome video, and I linked it last time. But I'll next week I'll be linking it. But either way, what we're talking about is either video game music that's inspired by real life music, or the opposite, where a song is inspired by video game music. And this week, as is the most common trend, we have a video game that seems to be pretty decently inspired by a song. The game is Resident Evil. The song is Still Dawn. So for those of you who don't know the songs by name, just like me probably, at the end of Resident Evil, you have that really, I'll call it like pretty song. And if you listen to it, especially like the halfway point, it really gets into like a kind of funky guitar, and it's a really cool sounding track. And if you've ever heard the song Layla, I don't know why I say that. Layla. Yeah. That song is a 7-minute song. So you have to go to about the 5-minute mark, I believe.
Yeah, for the outro.
It's like the outro of the song. To me, it's a very clear, like, there's some melodies there, and especially some guitar licks that sound very similar. It's not 100% identical, but I could clearly see a connection here between the two songs. I mean, Jim, you obviously, I know you love Layla, and you're more the music guy, but to me it's a pretty open and shut case. This is inspired by it.
See, this one I think has been the biggest stretch yet that we've had, but there are definitely, I think there's like 1 or 2 bars of the guitar like arrangement that I'm like, okay, that's where they took the riff a little bit from Layla from that end part. So I can hear it, but it's not like, you'll hear it like for, like I said, 1 or 2 bars, and it goes back into it's like really, like, it's like poppy, upbeat, like double time stuff. First off, I never like, somehow for all the times I've beaten Resident Evil 1, I never really sat down and like realized just how good and corny a song this is. Still Dawn. Like, it's so fucking good. But like, I was just like, especially after like the 30-second mark when it like really starts to kick in. But yeah,
well, I think what happens, Jim,
it's the end credit song. So like, I'm not sitting around through this.
Well, there's that, but it's also like once you get into well-composed CD songs, you turn it off. If it doesn't sound like shitty Genesis music, you're not going to listen.
No, how dare you? 1, how dare you, sir? And 2, it's end credit music. I'm not sitting through the credits if I don't have to.
So. Have you sat through end credits of Streets of Rage 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you sit through end credits.
Well, if you give me little pictures every couple of seconds, then I'll sit through it longer. The
helicopter's going off in the sunset, Jim. What more do you need?
Yeah, it's just a helicopter. That's I need a little more than just a helicopter.
Wah!
Goddamn right, wah. But yeah, no, like I had to really like sit and listen to it like 2 or 3 times before I'm like, all right, here's the part that sounds like the end of Layla. Here's the part that sounds like the end of Layla. So it's not like, I want to call it an open and shut case like you did, but I can see where they're probably like, oh, this part will go good right here. Like, yeah, I'm not able to say the actual musical term for it right now because I don't know it. But me being the dumb drummer that I am. But
Jim,
yeah,
you're supposed to be the music guy.
I'm the music guy, but you know, when you're more self-taught and you quit piano because you wanted to hit drums, then that takes away from some of the terminology that I could be pulling out of my ass right now.
No, you're not wrong. Other ones we've had have been way clearer. I'm saying, to me, those licks and that melody just sound, it's eerily close. It's not the whole song. That's what I'm saying. Like, Layla's a 7-minute song. Yeah. So it's literally a 2-minute segment of that. And then even this Still Dawn, I think, was 3 minutes. It's only until, like, 2 minutes in, you really get to the part that we're talking. So it's not the entire song.
Yeah, and especially you'll really hear it around like the 1:45 mark where everything else cuts off and it's just the guitar for like a little interlude. Then you can really tell there before it goes back into the full on like into the full-on music that they have composed. But yeah, no, this is definitely the kind of song where like I see the inspiration and the use of that lick. It's like for me as a drummer where I could be playing a completely different song, but I could use a fill from a well-known song and just throw it in there because it fits. I think that's pretty much what's going on here. So it's not like I don't think the track's inspired by the end of Layla, but I think the guy's definitely like, oh, I always stick around this lick, let me just throw it in there. That kind of deal.
Yeah. So I had this one saved for last week, and last week was really way more of a slam dunk. And it was one of the ones that I've, well, I should say 2 weeks ago, I think. The video I saw that really compared ones that are almost identical, I was like, let me spray it out. So I just left the Resident Evil for today. It's debatable. But let us know what you think below, and especially when this is an individual clip, you'll have heard them both back to back. If you're just listening from iTunes or whatever, you just got to go in, click the links, and listen for yourself.